So here we are in Fort Worth, Texas, once again for another episode of BeerAmerica.tv.
Good thing I'm thirsty.
Yeah, good thing, actually, good thing, right. So, you know, we've tried to do as many beers as we can from as many states as we can. And one state, no matter how many different beers we try, it keeps coming back to Colorado.
Indeed.
And we've done several New Belgium beers because they brew excellent. I think the one that stands out to me was part of their Lips of Faith series, their the Dark Creek. I still remember that one. That was fantastic. I wish I could find that somewhere. But wonderful beer. But we're not talking about that today, but we are talking about New Belgium. And we're talking about their Abbey Belgian style ale. And I see this out quite a bit, and I've never had it. As a matter of fact, I think at the Savannah Craft Brew Fest, they might have even been sampling this or brought this. I'm not sure.
Yeah, they might have. I think this is part of their like normal lineup. One they've been making for years and years. But it's definitely one of their, kind of archetypes. I mean, it's a. Of course, the Abbey style is a pretty classic style.
Mario, you want to try this while we're off?
We're not talking about. I mean, like Fat Tire is their flagship,
right?
And that's something of a departure from really a Belgian style per se. It's more of an American sort of Belgian-ish kind of beer, but they make great Belgian style beers as well. So what we're tasting here is going to be sort of an Abbey style double or dubbel.
Okay, and Abbey meaning?
Well, this is the implication with Abbey on the label here is that it would. In Belgium, it would have been made in a monastic brewery.
Right, okay.
And the connotation of that is that they're probably using some fairly old world methods. Although that's not even entirely true nowadays. There are plenty of abbeys that have very, very modern breweries within their walls.
This is, off of my nose anyway, is a Belgian maltiness. It's got the Belgian smell.
Yeah, the big signature to me for a Belgian Abbey, beyond the yeast character, I mean, there's going to be a certain signature yeast character there, that sort of earthy, fruity, but with a little bit of that phenol there. The big signature is this malt character that I would often describe as being sort of raisiny. So you get some of that toasty, caramelly, and then raisiny note. That sort of that kind of tart but caramelly sort of note. The Belgians make some interesting caramel malts, and I think that's where that comes from. Is this sort of it's kind of like a high roast, but still sweet. So you get a sort of a tanginess and a sweetness there.
This is really nice.
Yeah, the aroma.
Have you had this one?
Of the yeast character is just wonderful.
Oh, it tastes wonderful.
There's a chocolatey note in there, I think.
I'm surprised. I'm sad that I've waited this long to try this. I've seen it in the stores a lot, and it's really nice.
They do a great job. I mean, if you've ever been to their facility, it's kind of a palace, really. I mean, it's a shrine to great brewing.
And very green, not in color, but they're very earth friendly.
They are. They have a wonderful company culture. So to work there is a wonderful thing. It's a great company. And I think a lot of it comes from the top down. The leadership of that company comes from Kim Jordan. And she's a great person, and she's surrounded herself with great people, and that's a winning formula.
Really, another nice offering from New Belgium.
I think one of the things that's interesting about this style to me is that it's got a lot of character, but I have this sense that I could kind of drink it almost like a session beer. What do we determine the alcohol?
7%.
Okay, so not very sessionable, but in terms of alcohol content. Maybe it's because I've had a few beers and I'm just not sensing it anymore. But
yeah, it's
pretty tasty. I mean,
it's very tasty.
It goes down pretty easy.
Yeah. Yeah. Very nice. And I love, what our brewery's doing well when they have their own bottles made, custom made with the nice you know.
Yeah, you got to be doing
engraved.
a certain volume in order to be able to afford that kind of glass. That's a nice touch.
And is it expensive to buy?
It's very expensive. It's very expensive to have your own molds made, and you know what most of us are using are stock bottles that you know everybody
Come in on a big pallet and the brown bottles and right.
Yeah.
And then I know like Brooklyn has their own as well, and a lot of them. So it's a super nice touch, and it adds a nice high end
It does.
feel.
Like,
to the beer.
there's only a handful of them that are doing that. I mean, it's like them. I think Bridgeport has their own bottle.
And they're doing it because they can afford to do it, and they can afford to do it because they brew good beer. I mean, that's really kind of what it comes down to, and they sell a lot of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, very good. Well, I love it. Another great offering from New Belgium Abbey, Belgian style ale. Paul at beeramerica.tv.
Pink at beeramerica.tv.
Another nice job, folks from New Belgium. You can always send us.
Cheers.
Yeah, cheers. Yeah.
To all my friends at New Belgium.
There we go.